This video will show you how to replace the AC and power steering serpentine belt on a Cadillac CTS with a 3.6 liter engine. This will be located on the front of your engine. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. To gain access to the belt, we're going to do a little digging. Let's start by removing the upper engine cover. To remove the upper engine cover, first you have to remove the engine oil cap. Take hold of that, we'll turn it counterclockwise. Once you have it removed, just a quick inspection of the seal. If it looks like it's damaged, you're going to want to replace that. I'm going to continue on, taking hold of the engine cover. We'll lift it up and out of position. Reinstall the engine oil cap. We don't want anything making its way inside the engine oiling system. Now we want to continue making our way down in this area. So what we need to do next is prepare to remove the air inlet tube. If you are looking down along this area, next to where your power steering reservoir is, you can see that there's a small tube and a hose that leads down to this. I'm giving it a wiggle and lifting it up and out of place. Of course, once it's disconnected, just a quick inspection. We want to make sure it's not damaged in any way. This does look good, so I'm going to set it aside. Now to continue removing this, we have two clamps that we have to loosen. There's one up along the top near our throttle body, and there's one down a little lower next to the air filter housing. Let's start up top. To loosen these clamps, you can either use a flat blade screwdriver or an 8mm. I'm using an 8mm socket. Loosen the clamp enough that you can slide it out of place. Let's make our way to the next clamp. Let's take hold of that, slide it out of place. Just a quick inspection, you can see exactly where that hose was located. We'll set this aside. Now we can make our way down in this area. So as we come over here, this is where we can see our alternator belt tensioner. Looking down in this area, there's a small square notch. Use a 1/2-inch drive extension and ratchet. We're going to be pivoting this clockwise, releasing tension from the belt, and we'll slide the belt off of pretty much any one of the pulleys that's easiest for you. Go ahead and release tension from that tensioner. You can remove the tool or just move along as necessary. Now as far as the belt, you don't typically have to fully remove it, but we do have to slide it off of the lower pulley, which is the crank pulley. It needs to be out of the way so we can remove the AC belt. Let's head over towards the AC belt and tensioner next. As far as the AC belt tensioner, we're using our 1/2-inch drive once again. Go ahead and pivot that clockwise. Now we can go ahead and slide the belt off of any one of these pulleys. I'm going for the idler pulley down along the bottom. Now at this point, we can start fully removing that belt. So you can just take it. We'll start sliding it off of the pulleys. You can take it off of whichever pulley you want first, whatever's easiest for you here. And let's remove it from the vehicle. And there it is, friend. Now, prior to installing any brand new part, let's make sure we clean and inspect our mounting area. For this, it's really just a whole bunch of pulleys. I'm using a clean rag and giving everything a quick wipe. We want to make sure there's no miscellaneous debris. Now let's take our original belt and our brand new belt. We'll hold them next to each other, attempt to stretch them out. We want to confirm we have the same exact length. This looks good. So with that done, let's continue on with the installation of our brand new belt. I'm going to start up along my power steering pump pulley first, tucked up in the upper corner. Now we'll be bringing the belt down along the side underneath our AC compressor. Continuing on, the bottom portion of this belt is going to make its way all the way under and around our crank pulley. Now when we go to install it over the crank pulley, it needs to be on the inner side. So let's continue on bringing this towards the inboard side there. Just walk it on over. We'll bring the belt underneath our tensioner pulley. Now we're paying attention to our square notch. We need to install our 1/2-inch drive extension. We'll be pivoting this clockwise, and then we'll take hold of the lower portion of the belt and bring it up and over our idler pulley. That's this area here. Now before I remove my tool, I'm just releasing tension. We need to pay close attention to our belt where it sits on each one of the pulleys, especially the grooved pulleys. If the belt is off by even one groove or tooth, it could potentially cause damage to the brand new belt or possible other damage. Give it a close inspection around each and every one of the pulleys prior to removing your tool. Okay, this looks good. Now that we've confirmed that that one's in good placement, let's continue on to the other serpentine belt. Now this has to come up and over our tensioner pulley. It's going to go down and underneath our crank pulley, all the way up around our water pump pulley, straight across over towards our alternator on the far side. And then it of course leads back over that tensioner again. Now at this point, I'll just install my tool here. Before removing the tool, just double check to make sure you're seated around each one of the pulleys. This looks good. One last quick inspection in this area, and let's continue on to the installation of our air inlet system. Now, as far as this air inlet, we're going to bring it down into position. We'll slide it onto the air filter housing. We'll slide it onto the throttle body. I'm pressing this all the way up against the throttle body as far as possible. While holding pressure, I'm going to tighten my clamp. Double check, make sure that's secured in place. Make our way down to the next clamp. We're pressing that onto the air filter housing. When tightening these clamps, you want to ensure that they do not strip or skip a tooth. If they do, you need to replace them. You don't want any dirty air making its way inside of the engine. Now we have our line with our hose at the end. That's going to slide down along the back side of this inlet. Press it down on as far as possible. Now I'll just give it a little tug. It should not slide out of place. If it does, you can use a small wire tie if necessary. This looks good. Now we'll continue on with our engine cover. To install the engine cover, remove your engine oil cap. Counterclockwise for that. Now as we bring the cover into place, we're going to rest it along the top of the engine. You're going to find that there's a port on the cover. It needs to fit flush with this. Now once you feel as though you have it rested on there, and it's as straight as possible, everything else should be pretty much aligned. We're going to continue on by pressing this down into the fully seated position. We'll double check to make sure it's secure. Reinstall the engine oil cap. Make sure that's secure as well so no moisture or debris make its way inside your engine oiling system. Okay friend, we finished our installation. Now the next thing we have to do is make our way inside of the passenger compartment. You're going to start the vehicle and let it run for approximately 5 seconds. After that, turn it right back off. You're going to make your way back out here and triple check the belt, confirming that it's seated on each one of the pulleys properly and in the proper routing. Aside from that, you can go ahead and close the hood and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.